Fun times at Pandy Farm. That's right, fun times at Pandy Farm. We got a lot of things that's been going on and getting done and not getting done, and just the normal everyday ins and outs of farm life. This being one of them. I'm about ready to take a load of corn out of here, and I gotta make sure that this thing is, there's a stick up there I don't want. And I want to make sure that my tarp is where it needs to be with no water or anything in it. And of course there was a little bit of water there. There is water on it. Well, that'll let you know that the fucking tarp is working. Right? So I had a lot of questions about this tarp and how we needed a pusher front and all this other stuff, and you needed to put that up higher because you wanted, I could fill the damn truck all the way to the top. Well, if I fill this truck to the top, I'll have 2,000 bushels in here. I can't do that. So what I'll do is I'll start it running, put a big pile in the front or in the middle here, and when it gets to about the top, I can see it. I'll move it back. The corn won't go over the top of it. I'm not going to allow it to do that. But yeah, for the most part, I don't want all that corn. I don't want all that corn all the way front. I want to spread the load. So obviously that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to go ahead and fire everything up. Ooh, yeah. Then I'll make sure that it's feeding good or filling good. And yeah, that'll work. And then I'm going to go ahead and take off to deliver the damn stuff. I don't think this gauge works worth a shit. Matter of fact, I know I don't. I don't know how in the hell that works anyway. Put a fair amount in here. We'll put about 20 ton on, 20-25 ton. I got one scale I got to avoid, and it's easy, so I'll probably just do that. And I hope I'm not too overloaded when I get out there, but if I am, I am. That's all there is to it. I can go up across the Milford Bridge in that way and be okay. Up fast though. I run that auger's a 540 auger. I'm running it at 1,000, and it's keeping up with what the bin can unload at. So yeah, buddy. I am gonna have to get a broom though and broom it out. It won't take long to fill it, not at all. I'm not going to be like Jeff Ramone and try and get an 80,000 pound load. I'm going for 90. Yep, I'm going to break the law. The old kitty cat will pull it and stop it. Got good brakes all the way around, so I'm not too worried. But if I get 90,000 pounds on here, I'm not going to bitch too much. I got to move some grain. There's a lot of fines in it. This is pulling out of the center of the bin. So there's going to be a lot of damage, what they're going to call damaged grain. They'll deduct for it. The grain quality of this variety sucks. Low test weight. I tested it out at 53, 54. It's bone ash dry. We had a little dryer issues, but you know, is what it is. We'll make it go through the dryer a little bit faster, and maybe we'll get done sooner. The combine will definitely keep up, but I'm also going to be using this trailer to run from the field as well, so that's what we'll do. I'll throw my broom on board there. will be good. You gonna tell me when to stop? You're gonna tell me when to stop?
Yeah, you have a hop to go backwards.
No, I don't. It's just gonna spill out.
Yep.
I'll go slow.
You're rolling. But William, watch out. That is going to make a turn.
Oh, is it hot in here? Yeah, we had a little bit of an issue back there. The damn tarp didn't do what I wanted it to do.
Really?
Yeah, no big deal, but they're cleaning it up. He said, don't worry, we'll clean it up. Okay. What was it? 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. I can easily get 2 loads in here a day. Easily.
If you leave early, yeah.
Huh?
If you leave early.
Yeah, I will.
So what am I bit?
I'll get home and load it up together. Go from there. I'll have to bring my
Yeah,
own
they already got 2 in there, kiddo.
Huh?
William's looking for more train.
What the hell's in my back pocket? Oh, that's stupid. Keep it for me. We made room for a couple thousand bushel, and now we're gonna go pick a couple thousand bushel. And it's gonna be me and my right-hand man is gonna go pick a couple thousand bushel. So, well, we're not gonna pick a couple thousand bushels. We're gonna pick about 12 to 1,300 bushels. That's what we're gonna do. Yep. So we'll fire up the trusty New Holland. We've already checked the oil yesterday before I parked it down here. I put some new belts on it yesterday or day before. Put a nice new drive belt on here and a nice new unloading belt. It was a broken piece of steel there that had to be. Come on, get up there, buddy. You can climb. What? Are you that wimpy you can't get up there? Come on, I'll give you a boost. Up. Now, if I wasn't here, he'd be to the top of that ladder. This is how little boys do things, you know. They do things because they do things. This is going to be my farmer. That's for sure. He's the most like I was when I was little. Oh, it's hot in here. Okay, so here we go. Anyway, it looks like we got a fan. Our air conditioner's not working, so watch your fingers. We got that to contend with. Not really, no big deal. I'll crack a window, I think. So we're just gonna get into what fall looks like around here. Now somebody's calling me. Lakehurst, New Jersey, which I don't know anybody there, so I don't need to speak with them. Yeah, I'm probably gonna be running the disc on this today. Or somebody's gonna run the disc on this today. This variety of corn that I had on here was the 100-day. We had a bunch of corn that went over. Obviously, there's a whole bunch of ears. You can see them just laying here. They are now going to become fertilizer for the next crop. I was going to plant wheat, decided against that now. It's not because I couldn't grow wheat. It's just, I don't know where I'm going to be this coming year. There's a lot of uncertainties in the agricultural world for us out here right now, whether we're going to be in North Carolina or not. We don't know. If we're not in North Carolina, there's also the prospects of going out west. I'm not going to talk about where that is, and hopefully this wind noise isn't too terribly bad, but it could be. This 100-day variety was really a bit of a bastard to shell out and keep the combine from kicking it out the back. As you can see, when I get down here on my hands and knees, you're going to see a lot of corn that came out the back of the combine that is now sprouting and doing its thing. it was just so light. The test weight on this stuff was horrible. And we had to adjust the fan, or I had to adjust the fan and everything else to get it to actually get into the bin. Change the screens, the shakers, the screens, the speed of the rotor, all the variables that you do get with combines when you're dealing with not such a good grade of seed or grain. But I will say that this ground is quite healthy. The reason I say that it's healthy is because of the grass, or not grass, the green stuff that's coming up. When soil is sour or not healthy, these things don't grow. This is chickweed, believe it or not. And chickweed just loves sweet soil. Not sour soil, sweet soil. This soil here, I think we did the soil test on this and it was in the high sixes, you know, 6.7, 6.8, which is perfect. This field here produced extraordinarily well. This was close to 300 bushels to the acre. The topper, the show topper, was that field down below there, where I put a lot of compost. I put probably 15 ton to the acre on that thing. On that field down there. There's 8 acres down there, 10 to 15 ton to the acre. So it got that plus the regular treatment, and that produced well over 300 bushels to the acre, even with probably 1/2 to 3/4 of an acre of completely downed corn. So yeah, very pleased with the amount of grain that came off that little 8 acre field down there. So what's going to happen here is we're not going to be putting in wheat. I'm actually going to put rye down. I'm going to put rye on every acre of hay, of corn that I've planted and harvested for 2 reasons. One, I want to hold the soil. Rye is a really good cover crop and produces quite a root mass in which the soil will not be able to run away. Rye is also a good green manure as well if you wanted to plow it down, which I will not be plowing it down. What I will be doing is killing it if I don't allow it to grow. If I allow it to grow, then I will be swathing it. These are my plans. I will be swathing it and either baling it for unharvested rye early and then planting corn or soybeans into it. I haven't made up my mind yet as to what I'm gonna do, but yeah, that's what will be happening. So late May, when the rye gets up yay high, you go in and you swath it, you ted it out, and you bale it into idiot bricks for horse folks, at least a portion of it. Well, for straw anyway, for bedding. Don't know whether there's any money left in that market or not. The other thing what we would do is to go ahead and let it mature, the seed to mature, the grain to mature. And you can see here, this is where we had first started with the combine, and obviously my adjustments were in need of being adjusted because you can see just the green rows. It almost looks like a John Deere combine put this in here. Not quite that bad, but you know how John Deere's are. Combines are terrible that way. So yeah, I'll let it mature and then swath it and get a pickup head for my combine and combine it that way. So it'll be, you know, I'll combine it that way, and then I'll be able to put soybeans in late June. But that's if we're not going to North Carolina. If we are slated to go to North Carolina to bale straw, then I will kill all of the rye, all of it, and I will either drill in soybeans or I will put in corn. Soybeans are easier to handle, cheaper to plant, cheaper to harvest, cheaper to store, cheaper to deal with. Corn is expensive. It's expensive to buy the seed for. Not that soybean seed is cheap, but it's corn is more expensive, and the ability to grow corn at a profit this coming year is going to be much harder than it will be to grow soybeans for a profit. My problem with soybeans is deer, so I'm more than likely going to lean towards corn, and very large amounts of compost and just straight nitrogen, because the compost has everything in it that I need to grow corn. And I have put enough money into this ground for to grow a good crop of corn. and the compost will just continue to bring fruitful yields to me at a reduced rate of inputs. And that's what's killing us right now, is the input costs. Plus the rye, if we kill it in the spring, it will have already broke nutrients down into a form that will be more readily available to the seed, the thriving seed. And I'm planning on a vertical tillage machine to chew that up without chisel plowing. So I put the compost on, run the vertical tillage machine, or just plain disc over it a couple of times. I may just run a disc if I can't get a vertical tillage machine, but run the disc over it a couple of times, chew it up, and then plant my corn that way without chisel plowing. Because that's just the way I'm going to roll this year. A little less on the fuel inputs is where I'm trying to avoid the, some costs by cutting down fuel by just running the disc over it instead of chisel plowing it. I would like to get a subsoiler, but I don't know that I'm going to be able to do that either. No need for it at this point on this ground. Other ground, yes, but I don't know. Those are the plans for today, though. I'm going to run a disc over this. I'm going to get Timothy. He's coming in with a 7810 now. I'll get him to hook up to the disc and start chewing stalks, and I'll go pick corn.